Hello, everyone. Today, I'll be trying to go a bit more in depth into my thought process as a support player. I feel like there's not a lot of content for support players, maybe carry players, there's a lot, but I want to make this video to kind of explain a lot more of the rationale between each decision I or lack thereof. And I wanted this video to be a lot more professional, but I'm having a lot of technical issues, so going to attempt to do it live, make it easier for myself, but not as nice of a video probably. I apologize about that. Hopefully I will get it all sorted out in the future, but hopefully some of you will still be able to get something out of it, right? So let's go, problems and all. So you already know I'm going to be playing Dazzle. First image, nice. You know I'm going to be playing Dazzle, but let's pretend you don't, right? So my team has picked a 4-position Rubik, and someone's highlighted Drow Ranger that they might select. The enemy team had a Winter Wyvern and a Monkey King. So who might you be thinking to pick right now? Well, instead of thinking about heroes right away, let's think about what the game looks like at this moment. Sorry, I felt like coughing. Sorry. My hero needs to be a 5-position support. Someone who can do their job without any gold if the game goes poorly. What is that job though, right? The most important thing I can identify from the heroes I can see is that I need to have a save for whomever Winter Wyvern ults. The reason this is my job is because 1, there are not many core heroes that can act as a save for her ultimate. And 2, the core heroes on my team need to be doing things. Winter Wyvern is going to be waiting, looking to curse whoever is the save on the team. A core hero can't just be also sitting back, not doing anything. They need to actually be fighting when a fight breaks out. So Rubik, when he steals Cold Embrace, he can act as a save, but that's pretty inconsistent. So it's my job to be hiding in the back, waiting to save whoever she then has to ult instead of me. And it also needs to be a true save, since Winter Wyvern's ultimate makes your heroes attack one of their own teammates. It's not like, say, Legion Commander's Duel, where you can stun Legion Commander and buy yourself a few seconds, or buy your teammate a few seconds. So it has to be someone that has a genuine save. Someone like helpful image here. Okay, so these are a little generous on saving. The only 3 I was seriously considering were Oracle, Dazzle, and Shadow Demon. Those 3 all have a spell to prevent the target from actually dying. The others are stretching the definition. So, image next. Whoops, skipped one. It's not important, guys. So that's the main job, right? So what are some other considerations? Having a damage over time would be nice. One of Monkey King's strength is his high mobility using Tree Dance, but if he's taking damage, he can't leap into a tree. There's also that potential Drow Ranger pick on my team. So I want a ranged hero who can make use of the aura. And the reason you pick Drow is because you probably want some kind of early pushing lineup. So someone who can either push out waves quickly, sustain the team, frontline for Drow, or help take towers in some manner would be good. Something like this nifty image. Again, some of them stretch the definition a little bit, but these kind of heroes help to do one of the tasks I just listed. Sustain, help push, anything like that. Of course, these aren't the only heroes you can pick. These are just, some of them. Sorry, I paused to look, but then I remember that it's live and I feel like I can't pause. Oh dear. So you also want your support duo to be able to do something, right? Rubik and Dazzle can both get something done in the right cases, but as a duo, they feel a little weak. However, with the new patch, this game is actually from 7.20C, and I know 7.20D came out. It didn't make a huge change, so everything in this video is still topical. Gonna throw that out there though. Uh, but anyway, since that patch came out, Dazzle got changed a lot through his ultimate, which is now Bad Juju, and Rubik is mostly the same except for Arcane Supremacy. So I wasn't quite sure. Maybe they can work as a duo. And this is a pub anyways, so I was fine being uncertain and taking that risk to explore. We were also lacking a tanky frontliner. Not even considering a drow push lineup, you usually just want someone who is strong and can stand in the front. And in the past, that was the offlaner's role, right? That's why you had people like Tidehunter, Axe. They were popular as the offlaner. Nowadays, you get a lot more carry-style heroes in the offlane, which is fine. You know, it's diversity in the meta. But it does mean that one of your supports generally now need to be someone like, say, Sand King, who can be a bit more on the front, not so squishy like the Dazzles and Rubiks who are trying to sit in the back. But again, pub game, you don't have to have it, and I'm only the second pick on our team, so hopefully someone else is grab a frontliner for us. So, based on everything I just said, I thought that Dazzle would be good. He is strong at this moment, and I kind of felt like playing him anyways, but based on everything I described, he felt like he fit everything, felt like I would be able to get stuff done. And this is how the draft ended up. So I think Dazzle ended up being alright. They didn't pick Axe, which is nice. That's the conventional counter. Not that it's a huge deal, but against Juggernaut, you can use Shallow Grave on someone who gets Omni-Slashed. Your damage over time is a bit negated by his healing ward, but your spells all deal physical damage, so his spell immune spin has a little less value for him in that regard, so that's good. Magnus, when he uses RP, you can heal everyone, deal some damage to him. It can be a little difficult to click the correct hero to Grave when he uses RP, so you may have to click the hero portrait at the top. It's not a huge deal, but it's something you should keep in mind going into the game. Try to remember that it's something that you can do to actually select the hero at the top. His skewer also lets him get away from your poison touch, which, again, not a huge deal, but it's something nifty for him, something you have to consider. Against Tinker, you can't really get up close to him. You're not really going to buy a blink or anything like that. You don't have a stun, so you can't really stop him from being Tinker. But you can constantly spam your heal, and Tinker kills push lineups by using March of the Machines and rockets to harass people down, and then they're too low to continue. So since you have that heal, you can kind of prevent that. You can also Shallow Grave people, so he can't burst someone down, but that kind of works the other way as well. There's kind of a cast point on Shallow Grave, so if he's fast enough, it can be hard to react in time. That goes either way, really. So finally getting into the game, right? Wait, I gotta put my image down. Oh. There we go. Okay. So I say we're finally getting into the game, but I'm gonna talk about my items for a bit here. So I got 2 sets of tangos and share 2 with Marana. I wanted Rubik to share one of them, but he didn't. He just walked away. Quite rude. But having 5 would be nice. Oh, wait, guys, I have another image. Aha! Okay, so having 5 would be nice. First, just general regen, having more. Laning is very important nowadays. You want to have health. But the other benefit from it, the reason I want 5 specifically, is against Monkey King. You can break his trees and stun him, which is really nice. I'm not assuming, I know, but at the time I was assuming that we would be against Monkey King and Magnus. So I wanted to have one more tango, another chance at breaking one of his trees. that's a really good chance to possibly get a kill, if not just harass him out of lane. You can do that even once. But I have my own heal, my spell, my E, so only having 4 tangos instead of 5 isn't really a big deal in the end. I also bought the ward and a courier, pretty standard. Rubik bought the other one. I got 2 mangoes for the passive regen as well. And, you know, nifty image. I think it's pretty self-explanatory. You can do it for yourself. But the other reason I got mangoes is because of the mana burst that you get when you use it. As a healing / save hero, you want to make sure that you can cast your spell, your heal at the start and later on Shallow Grave. You don't want to be caught without enough mana to do so. So having the mango pretty much solves both your problems. It gives you mana, which in turn gives you health. Sorry, lost track of where I was. Oh yeah, the reason you can't just go with clarities is because although clarities are a bit more cost effective, they don't allow you to cast your spell immediately, right? If you had 10 mana, you use your clarity, you need to wait 20-30 seconds before you're going to be able to Shallow Grave someone, and surprise, the person's going to be dead at that time. And your clarity also has a high chance of getting cancelled this. Between Magnus having Shockwave, which is pretty long range, Monkey King, if he's in the lane, he could be in a tree, just drop down on me. He could hit me with his stun, which is really long range. He could leap at me, long range. Guess what? Winter Wyvern, also really long range spells. So unless I'm sitting way in the back being useless, a clarity is not going to do much for me. So that's why I go with mangoes. And I have 155 gold left. Gonna start playing the video and hope I reach where I need to be in time. I get another mango. I had 155 gold. I choose to get another mango because, again, if I have mana, I have health. And I didn't think I needed a salve because of my heal, but I didn't realize that Drow didn't have a salve. If I had known that, I would have gotten one. The reason for this is because if she gets low, she has to be worried about a Monkey King and Shockwave combo, which could kill her. A salve would heal 400 HP in 8 seconds, whereas if I'm trying to heal her, I need to use my level 1 heal like 5 times to get that. And I didn't talk fast enough. Okay, so I need to use my level 1 heal 5 times, but that puts me out of mana pretty much. I probably had to even eat a mango. It pushes the lane a lot unless she walks way out of the side so that I don't hit any creeps. And the heal's probably also wasted on me unless we're both low for whatever reason. So that's why you usually want at least one salve in a lane. I know this time I was specifically talking about Monkey King and Magnus combo, but the same principle applies to any lane. The benefit to us this time, though, is that it's a double melee versus double ranged lane, so we're probably fine regardless. Something else to explain, I chose to keep the Observer Ward because I wanted to spot Monkey King rotating. He's going to jump through the trees, and I want Drow to have a good start because she's Drow. She needs a good start. So having the vision to help with that, having the vision to spot Monkey King leaving and rotating, pretty useful for us. Mirana, I could have given the ward to her. She doesn't get as much benefit from it. She doesn't really need to see high ground against Tinker because a lot of times she'll use her arrow to just kill the range creep, and that's usually the creep that gets stuck up on the high ground that maybe side of. And she doesn't have to be that worried about being ganked because she has leap. So if Winter Wyvern comes and tries to slow her, slow doesn't do anything to leap, she just leaps away. If Monkey King comes up and stuns her, stuns only 0.4 seconds, level 1, she just leaps away. So she doesn't really need it. So I choose to keep it for ourselves. Then I walked to I walked a lane really quickly because I want to get the ward down. That's what you usually want. This game, I have to be worried because of Monkey King. With Monkey King in the game, you don't know if he's watching you, or he could be in a tree, he could be transformed as a tree. Uh, he'll also get to the lane faster because of that courier transformation. Even if he doesn't take Tree Dance level 1, his courier will mean he walks faster than me, which Dazzle's a fast hero, but I'm still not going to get there first. So I have no way of knowing whether he's there or not unless I see him in the top or mid lane. So I don't want to place my ward right away. I just want to try to get there, see who's in the lane, see if I can spot someone who does have their ward. Okay, finally caught up to where I need to be, guys. We're good. So Magnus had the ward. I personally think Monkey King should have had it because Monkey King is more mobile. Like I just said, it's harder to tell where Monkey King is, so he can place the ward safely. But Monkey King is leaping at me here, which my mistake. I habitually started walking down to tower, right? Monkey King correctly guessed that I would do that and leap. But what I really should have done is, once I heard him, knowing what I just said, I should have cut straight up. I would have avoided getting hit by his leap, and I also would have gotten closer to Drow. I think that would have been the better choice to do. I'm not going to die here, but that's just a optimization. I'm going to eat a tango, a tree, I guess, to regen as I'm escaping. And then notice I wait till I get under... Oh, I guess I can't use alt. Well, whatever. Wait until... I know... Apologies. Wait until... Okay. I wait until I'm under the tower before casting my Q. In fact, I didn't even level up my Q until I knew I was going to be safe. The reason for that is that if I thought I was going to die, I was going to level up my heal and heal myself. I wouldn't level Grave level 1 because it's 60 seconds, and Grave is only useful preventing you from dying, which, yes, that's what I need at that time if I'm going to die, but say I live, I'm really low health, or say I die anyways, I respawn. What do I do with Grave in the lane? For 50 seconds, it's still on cooldown, right? I know a minute I was giving it some downtime, but it doesn't give me anything. I really don't want it level 1. So I was choosing between Shadow Wave if I needed it, but I knew I was safe, so then I get the Q. And I get it now because I can now walk and attack them and refresh the duration. Before, if I had used it, I would have had to just keep running away. And maybe I don't fall as low, maybe I escape a couple auto attacks, but I don't refresh this duration at all, which 16 damage for 4 seconds isn't a lot. For 80 mana it's not so bad. Fairly cheap spell, I've got a good amount of mana, but if I auto attack once, say 3 seconds have gone by and I auto attack, it's now up to 7 seconds. And if I auto attack again, maybe it's up to 10 seconds. And you're getting far more value out of the spell now that you can refresh the duration, and that's what makes this spell strong. So I want to wait till I'm able to attack and get that use. If they turn around and try to attack me, I just walk back under tower, turn around, hopefully the duration hasn't expired yet, and I just repeat what I was just doing. Other part is that Drow is now in range, right? Here, I'll play this, slow speed. She can now attack Magnus. Pretend we don't really know that just happened. I'll switch back to our fog, right? So she can now attack him. I wouldn't have gotten an attack there, right? But now it's refreshed again. And it's going to be again. Him running deeper into Radiant territory may seem counterintuitive, but see how he breaks vision here? Now we can't auto-attack. And if I turn Fog back on, you'll see that he's well within range, actually. But he's doing this so that Poison Touch is about to expire. Even if she runs all the way over, now sees him, it's no longer going to refresh. So he's successfully gotten that away. And see how our auto attacks and my spell has gotten him to about half. If I had just done that when I was running away, right, 16 damage for 4 seconds, and then resistance, he would have gotten like maybe 60, right? barely even, and he would have just regened all of it. So that's why I waited for this tower. Back to Radiant. Back to third person. Sorry, guys. I wanted this to be. So that's about that. I was looking to break his tree here. We are waiting for the rune to spawn here. I run back out. Still worried because I'm a little bit low. I could eat another tango, but with these 3 mangoes, remember you saw my nifty infographic earlier. These 3 mangoes will regen me a lot. And so if I don't have to use the tango, then these mangoes will get me back to full health pretty quickly, right? If I pull this infographic back up. 3 mangoes. What am I missing? I'm missing roughly 150-ish health. So in about a minute, I would have full health with these 3 mangoes. And if I use 1 tango, I'll also return to about full health in only 16 seconds. But once I'm at full health, my mangoes don't regen me anything. So if I don't have to use it, I don't want to. But once Monkey King jumps at me here again, I use it. Right? I guess I don't. Man, I'm bold. But not as bold as this Monkey King, who... A lot of things to comment right here, okay? He shouldn't have seen me here. At the time, I thought it was just because of his ridiculous long range. That's what makes Monkey King Monkey King. But actually, I should have realized that it was the ward over here that could see me, which let him auto-attack me. And if we switch to his vision... Oh no, did I go too far? Oh no, cool. If we switch to his vision, you'll see that I actually do break line of sight, and then only when I walk out here, then he gets that auto attack. So if I had been paying more attention, I admit I was not on the top of my match, but that should have been the giveaway that they had placed their ward there. And then look at this guy. He just leaps into the tree in front of me. Under my tower. I don't know. But it's a pretty easy first blood. I was laughing about that, and that made me forget about their ward entirely. I completely forget to grab a sentry and try to guess at where it is. But anyways, because of that, that brings me to my next decision, right? I'm approaching 300 gold. What do I buy? I don't want to... Well, I do want to get regen, right? I'm down to 2 tangos already. And remember, I had been wishing I had a salve. But the courier, as you can see, is already headed to mid lane. The courier is generally reserved for the mid laner. So getting regen from base isn't an option. If I had died, I probably would have gotten like a tango and a salve. But I haven't died. So I'm trying to decide, what do I get from the side shot? Well, I could get a boot, which generally is really nice for supports. Dazzle especially, being a fast hero and then having boots, lets you chase down almost everyone with poison touch, get a lot of harass off. I could get a magic stick. Magnus will be casting Empower a lot of easy charges, but I felt like I was almost at full health at this point. I thought a stick might be a bit overkill. I'll have my heal soon. So I do something unconventional. You see I pick up a Quelling Blade. And you also, I'm about to literally pause in the game, but I'm about to pause my movements here to avoid pulling this creep aggro. The lane is in our favor right now, so I don't want to do anything to risk that. I don't want to take extra creep damage. If all of these creeps hit me once, that's like 100 health. I don't want to risk these melee creeps running straight to that ranged creep. It's unlikely, but it could happen, and I can avoid all of that by just pausing here a second. They haven't seen me since I walked into these trees, so they don't quite know where I am, even though it's obvious that I'm probably in these trees. But keeping out of sight at any amount is good to do in the laning stage. Back to the Quelling Blade purchase. I get it to be experimental a bit, right? That Monkey King just jumped under my tower, right? I figure, you know what? Maybe I'll get to chop more of his trees. Maybe he will not be smart about trying to hide which tree he's in. Maybe I can get some use out of it. Oh, she missed the last hit. Anyways, you also notice me cutting trees. This is to randomly see if he's in the tree, but also to reduce the amount of places he can hide, especially this area that I'm circling now. If he's sitting in a tree and then I walk under him, he could just hop down, start hitting me. But, oh, see, get him. But even if he's not in there and he sits somewhere on the outside, now he needs to leap at us if he wants to attack us. And that gives us some time to react once we hear it charging. So I'm just cutting random trees, getting the value out of my Quelling Blade. Another reason I didn't get boots, by the way, is that Magnus can just skewer away. And personally, I think Monkey King probably should have gotten Jingu Mastery level 2, at least level 3. He doesn't, but if he had Jingu Mastery, he can just attack me, and he'll probably kill me. He'll at least win the trade because of the bonus damage and then the life steal. I walk out a bit too far here. I just wanted to refresh the duration. That's why I turned around there. And I had heal, knew I was going to be okay. But I probably did need to turn and face all those creeps. Not a big deal. Let's see. Where am I in my... Oh yeah, so Mirana just died mid. That reminded me to get my ward down. I didn't really have a chance before then. Maybe when we first grabbed the rune, but I place it now. I place it here because this gives vision of this rune. Gives, I mean, you can see, right? And Monkey King was in bottom lane, right? Where has he been since? He's been around here. He's been around here. So that means even if he leaps in trees, if he goes to the mid lane, can I zoom out? Okay, so even if he goes to the mid lane from any of this spot, he's going to leap from these trees over to here. He's going to leap here. He's going to walk over here, leap. I am going to see that with this ward. Could walk back and then leap over, but Mirana is on this half of the map. He wants to be from over here and, you know, over here, but he's on the bottom half. So I don't want to walk out too far, and I could get this rune. That was my other option, to place it more over here, and then you can actually spot both runes. But if I place it here, I risk missing Monkey King jump into these, actually. This has to be on the... Oh, it doesn't. I had a Quelling Blade. Okay. Made a mistake, guys. I should have placed the ward here on the high ground and used my Quelling Blade. I could have used a Tango, but the Quelling Blade can cut this tree, and then you can see this rune and this rune. Can't if that tree's there. And I can see this high ground. That would have been the play. See, before it would have had to be on the low ground, and I was just saying Monkey King comes from here, right? If he was here and I don't see him, ward's over here, these trees are blocking this line of sight down here. He leaps over here, and he's now out of sight, and I never had a chance to see him because the ward was over here. That's why I put it over here, because I knew I would catch him going through any of these. But I could have placed it up here, in which case I would have seen him when he goes from this tree to one of these. Oh, missed opportunity, guys. I don't usually get a Quelling Blade on a ranged support. I wasn't thinking about it. But yeah, that's why I placed it there. I think Mirana pinged "we need wards" because she died, right? I'm not even sure how she died, actually. Let's find out. Let's flame this Mirana. Guys, don't flame in your pubs. How did she die to him? I just explained that she had doesn't, which is understandable, honestly. There's no real reason to have leap at level 3, but I'm pretty sure I pinged Monkey King missing. I don't feel bad about her dying there. I don't think I would have had a chance to rotate in that time either. When she died, I had this sense of worry. It's like, oh no, should I have teleported? But watching it there, I don't think I would have had a chance to save her. My TP still would have been going by the time she died. So I come and harass him out. Why is it still? I have a second point in Poison Touch. I don't really need a level 2 heal at this time. The extra damage from the slow and the extra damage from the Q. Good with Frost Arrows, we can get a kill, if not at least heavy harass, or force him to use Skewer or something. And I don't need Grave, we're full health, right? We're not about to die. So, yeah. I also just wanted to experiment with the max Q. In the past, I went like 102. That's 1 point in Poison Touch, 2 in heal, and then max Grave plus my ult. And then just tried to do a lot early. They have since then changed the way his spells. I haven't played Dazzle in a while since the recent. So that's why I've kind of experimenting with the builds a bit more, trying to play him a bit more aggressive than the heal and save build. Even though I did that whole speech about picking him as a save. I'm approaching 300 gold again. I mean, I've already approached it. I am about to make a mistake here. I was thinking about what items to get, and I chased away, or not chased away, I'm just like cutting trees, mindlessly doing my thing, right? And I'm about to miss the rune. What did I get in this story I was about to tell? Okay, story time, right? So the first time, when I made these item purchases, I'm not gonna bother. So when I made these item purchases, I had about 600 gold, but I was at about 1/3 health and mana. So I was thinking, what do I buy? So I usually like buying boots early, but I was too low to do anything with them, right? I roam to mid and get burst down by Rocket's Q, right? Get pinged a lot. Am I gonna run at Magnus, which I can do without the boots? I'm still low, he might just turn and kill on me. So I wanted to get some regen. Raindrops are really good. Again, if you have mana, you have health, and I wanted to earn this game, so I'll need raindrops for that. And I want to make sure I get the value of the damage block charges, which are very good against Tink, and also good against the Magnus Shockwave. So raindrops early, that's good. Need to get the ward, right? Don't want to get pinged again. And 5 position. And the first time I recorded this, I've recorded it many times since. I talked about how I had 3 mangoes, right? I have 3 mangoes, I have my heal, I'm close to level 4, level 2 heal soon. So I probably don't need to get tangos because I will slowly regen and heal my way up to full health. I'll just get raindrops, ward, and a clarity or 2, and I'll be good to go. I unpause, immediately see myself buy a tango and a ward and call the courier, and then decide, oh wait, I should get raindrops, send it back to get those. So I don't think tangos was a bad idea, right? If I use tangos to regen, I don't have to use mana for my spell, and so in that sense, I don't need to have a clarity. I can just let the raindrops do their work, and I won't have to risk getting a clarity canceled and losing the value completely from that. But I think it's suboptimal now. Not saying that just to save face because I was wrong, but what I said was right. Between casting spells and having 3 mangoes, I will regenerate all my health in not too long, honestly. And what do I do with the tangos? I no longer need them to cut the trees because I bought my sick Quelling Blade purchase, next level play. Yes, I'll regen more, but again, the level 2 heal's coming up. Got these mangoes, so I feel like it was suboptimal. I don't think I should have bought them. Not the biggest issue, but whatever. So again, yeah, I get distracted. I'm not used to the night change, right? Night now being at 5 minutes. I was used to having till the first night to go get runes. But I'm gonna lose both of them, which is a huge mistake. Monkey King's not in this lane, I should have gotten at least one, if not both the runes. So big mistake on my part. Since he just walked back over there, and I felt like he would either shrine, jungle, or, you know, maybe he walks back, but the lane's in a pretty good safe spot. So I decide I'll use this nighttime. I've got a ward. I'm going to go out and place it when they have reduced vision, less likely to see me. Maybe I can do something to Tinker, even though I'm a Dazzle. Glancing at top. Right now I don't see Tinker, so I decide to go along the back, right? It takes more time than if I would just cut straight across, but they haven't seen me since the 5-minute rune. So it's now almost been a minute since they last saw me, so they have to be a little worried. I know it's, you know, it's a Dazzle, so it's like, oh no, Dazzle snuck up on me. But that can be the difference. Your poison touch is pretty good. Having another hero there to auto attack can get you a kill. So staying off the map that much longer makes all of them have to kind of wonder where I am. I chased Tinker a bit when he went down to the rune, but I knew I wasn't going to catch up. I never got my boots. So I decided to just head top where they're low. They've been going 3v2 for a while here because Monkey King's been up here. And since I walked top, bottom lane is safe. By which I mean, like, she's in a good spot, but also if they go on her, I still have my teleport scroll ready. As opposed to if I had teleported mid or top, then walking bottom would take me like a minute. He's dead or not at that point. So by reversing it, walking top, and then being able to TP bottom, that's much better. I'm looking to harass a bit. I'm a little lost at this point, honestly. I wasn't quite sure what I should do since I had walked top, but there wasn't, like, you know, the lane's pretty safe up there for them. So I harass Winter Wyvern a bit. I decide, hey, I want to get my boost in case I decide to trek across the entire map again. I also noted they had a stack here, so I'm thinking we should try to steal that at some point, either from Tinker, Juggernaut. Maybe Magnus comes up and farms it for himself, right? But I just saw on the minimap that I saw 2 people against her, so I TP immediately. Turns out she was probably fine. I don't know if she even needed me. See that skewer being able to get away from slows. So I'm back bottom lane. At least I have my boots if I make the great trek back up. But I ate one of my mangoes for that. I need to. Maybe. I may have ate the tango. I ate the mango earlier, I think, when I was getting the boots to free up the slot. I don't know if I needed to or not, but again, not a big deal. Mangoes slowly lose their value as the game goes on. I'm a support, so I have the slots for it, but I think it's fine. Now that the creeps are under their tower, I want to stay near Drow. It's dangerous for her to be there alone. But now that the tower has killed off all the creeps, their creeps are still fairly healthy. You can see that the lane is pushed back into a bit safer of a spot. And my TP's almost on cooldown again after all of that, so again, I can just TP down to her if she needs it. Mirana's dead, so I come up to try to get the experience, but I prioritize coming over to stack the Ancient. Brow's new ult makes it... Oh, sorry. Almost coughed and died. Brow's new ult lets her farm creeps in general very fast, but the most important creep to make use of it is on the Ancients, that she can just one-shot for balance reasons. I should have been stacking them more, honestly. That's something I could have. You notice I'm a little low level. I could have been pulling or at least stacking camps so that later when she clears them, I can sap XP. And I changed from a Arcane Boots to an Urn because I want a Urn early this game. This is a mistake actually on my part. I was being absent-minded. Nyx has had an Urn queue for like 5 minutes. He never said anything about it, but he's just had it, and I don't notice till later. I'll return to this point when that happens in about a minute. You see me here trying to farm these hard camp, trying to at least get the large creeps. I was doing it a little inefficient, honestly. I saved the rune there for Mirana. She bottles me up. Pretty cool. Since like half of us are on the top map, we want to get a kill, but we see the Tinker Machines aren't able to catch him. I noticed Monkey King was in the mid lane, so I walked down here to see if I would catch him leaping, but he doesn't leave the mid lane, shows up there again. So I turned my attention back up here, and based on the way he was walking, I thought that he knew Nyx was chasing him, so he was trying to get away. And then I saw Nyx do that windup, and I thought that was his stun, but he auto-attacked, and I had cast my Q at that point. Nyx stays still for a moment there. That was him typing, blaming me a bit for not letting him stun first, but I definitely thought he stunned. I thought that was what that buildup was, and that, you know, why waste time? Get the damage out immediately. Let me get this Q down. But he gets away. The arrow almost hits, just misses. No, he just gets his urn there, right? And then I just buy mine, and then later he's gonna ping that he has it. I don't know if that's because he saw I bought it or he was just saying he had it. So now I'm in this position of what do I do with the item? Because, well, obviously the recipe, useless. I could finish a second urn, right? Nyx and I won't always be next to each other. We can get charges that we might otherwise miss. And urn is cheap enough where I might consider doing that. But a soul vessel is not cheap enough to get to. And a soul vessel only gets 1 charge per nearby hero death, whereas an urn gets 2. So what you want to do is build up urn charges before turning it into a soul vessel. So since we need that soul vessel this game for Juggernaut Ward and Cold Embrace, I want to make sure that as much as possible we get all the charges in 1 urn. So I'm going to sell the recipe. I'm pretty mindless at this point in the game, right? Because I'm just trying to think of what I can do with these items. So I was like farming a bit, being under leveled. I should have been pulling, but I decided that the Ring of Protection can be turned into a Basilius or a Vlad's, and since people have stopped building Ring of Aquila, Ring of Aquila was extremely cost efficient for the stats. But one of its biggest purposes was actually to help you push, because the armor aura allowed creeps to tank 1 more tower hit. So like a creep wave of 4, you now get 4 more tower hits. That's like 3-4 seconds to hit the tower. But now people are just stacking Wraithband. So they're not buying just a casual Ring of Basilius. So since we're a push lineup, and I want the aura mana regen as well, not just for myself, but for my team. We all need mana regen to feel better about pushing as a group. I decide to grab a Ring of Basilius for myself. Circlet can, besides an urn, be turned into a Wraithband, a Null Talisman, and a Bracer. I'm gonna slow the game down here because it's reaching a talking point. Of those 3, the Wraithband is useless to me. The Null Talisman is meant for intelligence heroes like Dazzle, but I'm getting other mana regen items. I still got 2 mangoes. Gonna get Arcanes, this Basilius, so I don't really need the intelligence for mana. And the Spell Amp, I heal a little bit more, but I mean, it's not really that useful. But a Bracer gives you magic resist, which great against Tinker and also the Splinter from Thunder Blast and Shockwave, and it gives me strength, which translates to survivability. And I am the save. I don't want to be saving myself. I want to be saving a core. So I need to be alive, and Bracer gives me a lot more for that than anything I could get from Talisman or a Wraithband. I could have just sold the Circlet. Maybe. I like the Bracer purchase. They just increased the cost by another 20 gold. I think I probably still would have bought it. I like the magic resist. Okay, talking point first, right? So I've been standing in the back just for this purpose, right? To be able to heal her when they go on her. So he used Gust up there, right? See him skewer down. He's a little far. His teammates are still further back. I mean, Juggernaut's top. I know if Tinker's gonna TP in. Have bots at this point? Yes, but the creeps are still over there. And he's probably TPing into tower. So Skewer pushing her out here. The main hero that this matters is against this Monkey King who had Jingu Mastery. Why can't I? Yeah, okay. Who had Jingu Mastery at this point? 3 points in his stun. He needed to start auto attacking immediately, right? RP and auto attack, but he can't. And he's now also pushed Drow towards me a bit, right? I went too fast. I need to go back a little. That was loud. Sorry about that. So you're gonna see him skewer again, right? I'll slow down. You're gonna see him skewer, and I'm not in RP range. I'm very close actually at that point, but I'm not. And since skewer is down, he has to just walk towards me. He wants to get the RP on both of us, which is why I use Poison Touch there, because even though it's not going to splash to other targets, he's now slowed between my Q and her Q. He's not going to catch me and her in our RP. And notice we walk in opposite directions to get out of RP range. See, we both go separate ways. He realizes he's not going to get to me. He turns back to Drow. We get some extra damage on him because of this, and Monkey King decides to go for me. He stacks that a little bit. I'm not used to the new Shockwave. I think if he had Shockwaved me the very first instance, right after he skewered, that might have pulled me into range to RP. Not sure, but you see he RPs now, but Monkey King's over here hitting me. If he wants to finish the stacks, he has to hit me 3 more times, but that's 3 auto attacks that aren't on Drow. Yes, he can then use his crit plus Jingu Mastery on Drow, but that's still like 100, 200 damage missed out from instead of just hitting her the 4 times to get the stacks. He's almost died, right? He's going to have to leave immediately because they have no way to stop me from casting Grave, which they don't know that I don't have. She's just going to be able to keep hitting him for like 5 more seconds when this expires, and he's going to die. So he's about to start running away, and yes, I didn't have Grave, but they don't know that. She's not going to add any damage. He has now realized what can they do. Finger comes in now, but we're already away, right? This is a 4-man rotation, though. They're a little desperate, so they come after me. Well, I guess they're hoping to get both of us, but it's me they're going to get. This overlap, she's about to cast ult. He charged. I don't know how long he charged. Let's say half, right? Level 1, that's 140 damage, full charge. So let's say it's going to do like 60. She ults me. I'm not going to take any damage. What was he looking at when that? I'm not going to take any damage. You might think that doesn't matter, but I'm about to survive at 45 health at the end of this engagement, and small things like that are what win or lose games. See, this is going to hit me down to 41. Probably wouldn't change the game right there, but it's a small thing. Let's see. I forgot to be scrolling down my notes the whole time. Where am I? Honestly, this is about the end of my talking point, because the game gets pretty easy. 10-2 at this point. About to get worse. Spoiler alert. But I have a little more to talk about. Come over to get ready for the runes, pick up this. I forgot to pick it up earlier. Mirana was... when Mirana called it, I had been waiting for the Sage's Mask, but he called it, so I thought I'd just put my items on anyways. Forgot to get it because we got into a fight earlier on the bottom lane. No big deal. Get my stuff, call it now. I pick up a smoke in case we want to start off our group rotations with a smoke, and also because it can disjoint, specifically Tinker Rockets this game. If someone's far enough away, and Tinker Rockets, odds are they are far enough away, that the smoke doesn't get broken immediately. I paused in a bad time. It's going to do this. Okay, unpause. I placed this ward Got a lot to talk about, guys. Okay. I could have placed the ward here or here. I have two, right? But there's no need to place one here and here. Not really. Let me take off. Point as you see it. Now let me take off fog 4. So, if I had placed a ward over here, I don't have a sentry. So, as you can see, they already do have wards here, but I wouldn't know that. So, I could place one here. Maybe they immediately know it's there. Maybe they don't. But I also can't contest. Like, let's say later I see her walking up to go check for our ward. I can't even try to take out her ward first, or her sentry. I have this quelling blade, right? I can do it immediately, but I don't even have a sentry to be able to do that. It also puts me at risk of being seen. If they already have a ward here, or say Monkey King, someone's just on the high ground, if I'm walking up there to ward, they can probably see me. It also doesn't give me vision over here. A little bit into the tree, right? It cuts in a little bit, but by going along the right side, I remain out of sight. These wards can't see me how far in I am. And Monkey King might be here. But I mean, we're in Viz anyways. But he might see me, but it's less likely. I also think I knew he was in, right? I place a ward here in order to see if Monkey King is there, to see Tinker when he comes in to do this kind of thing. Magnus, a blink at this point would be impressive considering their rough start, but if he did have one, we need to be careful of him sitting in these trees before blinking on us. You'll note that they actually already have a sentry here. They already thought that I might have a ward here, I guess earlier at that fight. In fact, I know because I checked earlier. But the benefit of... benefit's the wrong word. The good thing about this situation is that they checked with a sentry. The sentry doesn't give vision, so they don't see me place this ward here. Only Monkey King... Actually, I guess Winter Wyvern can also queue and come up here to see, but only Monkey King is likely to be leaping over here and see that I have placed a ward there. So that's a nice thing, even though there's a sentry there that they don't know that I've placed. Well, they should now, because we're going to kill this Tinker. This is exactly why you want a ward here. Get stuff like this. And also, when he gets his blink later in the game, I mean, you've played against Tinkers, right? You TP to lane, and then you blink into the trees, cast March, blink, cast, TP out. But you're always in these side trees. So having a vision on the high ground, really good for that. Get those Tinkers, make them suffer. Where am I? Player perspective. Okay, I've been hiding in these trees to stay out of vision. He can't see me here. Turn back to just... He can't actually see me there. I changed fog to us to demonstrate that she couldn't see. She can't see me there. Take my word for it, okay? But Splinter Blast don't care about that, right? I was in range, Splinter Blast hits me. If she's paying attention, she knows that I'm there. If Magnus had his blink at this point, which we don't know he doesn't, but we don't know he doesn't. If he had been smoked or sitting in the trees, he can blink right here, RP both of us. I hesitated there because in a lot of cases, people won't, right? That's the kind of play that you'll see in a pro match and they'll be like, oh my god, instant reaction. He immediately knew. And that's how you know that Splinter Blast goes over. But in pub games, I think people are a lot more likely to hesitate and not want to look stupid, blinking and RPing and then realizing, oh, no one was there or missing. But it could happen. It could be a sick pub play that you see on Reddit or Twitch later, right? But that's a mistake on my part is what I'm getting. I shouldn't have been close enough for it. Which, in my defense, I thought this was on the edge. I didn't think hitting that would hit me, but I was wrong. If I was still building an urn, by the way, this is where you swap raindrops down to your backpack so that they don't break. It doesn't matter how many charges you have when you build urn. Just there, I drop my bracer and use the mango. The reason you do that, I won't go into the whole... I think I even have a video or a guide, something. But the reason you do that is just to improve the mana regen you get. Blah, 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 why. But I do that because I feel a fight coming on, and that's the kind of thing that... Have you ever dropped items in trees? Sometimes they don't drop where it looks like you dropped them. It has to do with the hitboxes of the trees, but sometimes they end up further away than where you click. So while I was in a bit of an open space and while I was not feeling pressured, I wanted to get that mana back and not be worried about losing my bracer. That's why I did that. And I could have backpacked it, but I just said I had time, but I felt like I was worried that a fight might break out very quickly, as in not enough time to wait for 6 seconds on this bracer to get off the cooldown of coming from my backpack. So that's why I wanted to drop it on the ground safely, and I guess I could have actually broken a tree and placed it down instead of having to be in an open spot, but who is used to having a Quelling Blade on a ranged hero? Ranged support especially, right? I do have enough to get arcanes, but walking over to get them takes time, of course, and also reveals my position, and I could die in that time. I need to be staying out of sight to save Drow. So by eating that mango and dropping that bracer, I now have enough to shallow grave, as well as I guess I could poison touch instead. But I probably want to eat it. Continue. We're about to see something sad, guys. Overlapped again. That feels bad. See, I didn't notice that they did that before. That he said, this is a lot worse than before. Okay. First of all, so the one who technically made the mistake is Winter Wyvern. I'm not trying to flame, but that's the situation, because he has a stun to break that TP. He has a short stun, in fact, which doesn't stop your team from doing damage. This is a lot of time. Drow's not... There's a creep hitting her, right? This is a lot of time that they can't do damage to her, that you look down, Mirana is walking over, that maybe I wasn't in range, now I'm walking over. This is a lot of time for us to set up to save her, and she's not getting any value out of her ult. The reason she did it is because Drow was TPing, and obviously you didn't want the target to get away like that, and that's the only way she has to cancel TPs. Juggernaut can't do it, but that's just some coordination miscommunication stuff that Monkey King should have been the one to cancel it. He tried, right? But now, guess what? I'm just going to grave her, right? No one can stop me. He doesn't have his stun. She doesn't have her ult. What she should have done was look for me. They knew I was in the area. They should have. So she should just look to ult me. If she catches Drow in the effect, I'm dead, right? Drow hitting, I'm mostly full health, but 6 armor, Drow's just gonna kill me. And guess what? I'm the one ulted, so I can't grave. If Monkey King had his stun, then at least when they get close to killing Drow and they know that I'm going to want to grave her, then he could try to stun me and hope that they kill her in that probably 1.2 seconds, I'm gonna guess is what his stun's at. Yeah, 1.2. It's tough though. You really wanted her, Winter Wyvern, to ult me. That would buy them 4 seconds. 4 seconds to kill Drow that I can't grave. And at this point, the game's not lost. But they really needed to kill. So this was a big mistake. I know I spend a while talking about it, but this is a big deal. It's not to do with my gameplay or my thought process, but this kind of thing is a reason we don't lose. And in fact, like, Monkey King comes to try to chase me away. We kill him, which Oh, okay, we're going to. We'll see. Look, because of all that time it took, Mirana comes over, gets a stun. We're gonna kill Jug. We're gonna kill Monkey King. And, oh, we kill Wyvern too. That's really bad. This overlap here. So it's not a Dazzle thing, right? If you're watching for Dazzle thought process, it's not something you have to worry about. But if you're a Winter Wyvern player, you need to ult me. You need to ult the Dazzle. You need to hope someone else is gonna stun it. Again, I'm not trying to like flame that player, right? It's a snap decision. You see someone TPing out in the trees. You probably lost vision of her for a second. You probably don't have time to like click Monkey King, check VS is stun. You don't know if they're gonna say it in game, although that's what you should be doing. Saying like, I've got this. If you're the Monkey King player, say like, I'm about to stun her. Don't use your ult. At this point, the game's pretty easy, to be honest. I should swap my smoke in to my backpack. I'm not sure why. I forgot. I think I was about to, and then Rubik used his, and so I just felt like I didn't need to. Here, guys, I just finished that long rant, right? That long rant about the wrong target, right? Oh no, Wyvern, why? Oh. So she was trying to get Mirana in there, right? That was her thought process. Mirana had just been attacking Jug, they're walking in. Oh, but she didn't know where I am, and I can... Where did I just click that shit? Full teams, zoom out. Oh, I guess I shouldn't. But the time she cast it, she didn't know. I was over there. And granted, I was actually really close to getting caught, but she didn't know that, because I was out of sight. So I'm just gonna grave Rubik, even if she caught Mirana in this ult. Rubik ain't gonna die. I got grave. So it's tough. That's a rough one. She really needs to be looking for me. They're behind, so they do need a kill like this, where, say, Mirana just kills one of their supports. But as long as you know that Dazzle is in the area, it's really difficult to target anyone else, because the typical Support Dazzle build would have multiple points in grave at this point. It would be low cooldown, pretty far range. You really need to get him in, which she didn't even know that I was... I don't think she should have known. Maybe she saw me in Viz and walking, but she couldn't have been sure after the amount of time that had passed. So, yeah. Alright, I'm done, like, pseudo-flaming her. Probably. Player perspective. Sorry, this Juggernaut spin sound's been going on. Replays. So like I said, this is about the end. Here, this is one of the last couple major points. You see Tinker. We've got this great ward that someone played. Sees Tinker, even if he walks into the trees. But, oh, look, you can see. My team wants to walk over and attack. Want to kill this Tinker. Tinker is the main reason we struggle to push right now, because he just uses March of the Machines. We don't have a pipe. We don't have enough heals to be able to ignore that. It's a huge pain. We can kill Tinker. That's pretty much racks for us. Ugh, sorry. That's a cough. I'm a little sick, guy. Talking this much is hard. Anyways, so you see they're going to walk straight down, right? Mirana's about half health. Rubik has an Aether, so he's hoping he can get there and lift, but I see that lift is actually on cooldown. I'm not sure why he's... I was just trying... Anyways. Bad spot for us. She takes a... This Rubik spin! You can't see if I'm over here not listening to the sound. Okay, look. The point is, she's low. I only have level 1 shallow grave. 550 range is like here. I need to be close to Mirana. Man, these noises. Okay, there we go. We're good. See, I have to walk straight at her because I need to be in range to use shallow grave on her. What I wanted to do was to walk this way, but look, she's in the middle of March of Machines. She got hit by the rockets here, so I knew they had vision either here or Monkey King. Point is, she can be seen. So if he uses his ult and then rockets again, he's getting really close to dying. So I don't have time to walk around the hill this way, which would be much safer for reasons I'm about to explain. I have to just walk this way, even though I don't want to. And the reason I don't want to, look at this. 4 of them right here. And I'm here. What did I say at the start of this? I'm the save. Remember these long rants I just went about Winter Wyvern not targeting me? I am the target. They want to kill me. They need to kill me, because otherwise, I'm about to Shallow Grave and save this Mirana. They need to get me. That's why I need to be in the backlines, not being in a range. Now, because I've had to follow her, I am the closest target. I'm the person they want to kill. I'm the easiest person to kill. This is a really bad spot for me. Okay? Which is a result of me being greedy, right? Because I got this max Q build, I got a 3rd point in Shadow Wave instead of leaving it at 2. I probably should have gotten the 2nd point in Shallow Grave instead, 700 range. What I could have done, no way for me to show. Yeah, okay, so see, this is my Shallow Grave cast range right now. How come I can only when it's paused? Okay, how much it is? Yeah, 1,000. So this is 1,000 range. This is 1,000 range right here, okay? So if I had a higher level in Shallow Grave right now, I could walk around this high ground spot up here, out of vision. Well, I know they have a ward somewhere here, right? So I guess like somewhat in vision. But up here is harder to reach than down here. Up here is not in line for a Monkey King stun that hits both of us. Being up here is way safer, and with a longer cast range, I would be able to hit her. Granted, I think my thought process was she was about to leap over here, and that it would be a waste that I've been walking over here anyways. But I would have liked to be able to stay up here. Even if she then walks out of my range, I definitely would have preferred this, because walking down here, I was literally thinking in game, like, I'm dead, she's dead. I don't know if I'm going to be able to cast Shallow Grave in time. I think I'm about to die, but if I don't go down, I think she will die. It's really hard to say whether I should have left her to die and gone another way. I think that's wrong, though. I do think I had to follow her, and it just feels bad to have to do. Okay, continuing. Yeah, get the Shallow Grave off. It is gonna save her. Winter Blast is getting close. She keeps running away though, right? I'll unpause, slow it down. That was weird. It hit her, but oh no, there. Whatever, a replay bug. She should have turned around and just hit it. Grave was getting close to ending. Like, yeah, there's still like a second or something. I wasn't sure if she was gonna keep leaping. She should have just turned, hit that, and then kept going. Not even risk that build-up time of Shallow Grave potentially running out and then get. Alright, I lost train of thought there. Do the slow fight. I didn't realize this was Rubik's actually. This is right, yeah. So I was just trying to get out of there immediately, and then I thought we were all leaving. See, she gets killed by rockets, which I think because of the replay bug. I don't think that's a mistake. If I had Smoke of Deceit not in my backpack, I could have saved her by disjointing it. So that bites me in the ass now. It's been like 5 minutes since I said that when I was like over here, but yeah. So I thought we were all escaping. Then I noticed, go to player perspective. She's covered by their arrows, right? I look at the minimap and then I look up and I'm like, what are they attacking? Oh no, it's Drow. She kills Tinker because of this great ward someone placed there. But you see she's gotten low. I'm turning around, going to help her. Again, my greedy build, 30 more seconds on Shallow Grave. So I walk over to body block. Turns out I didn't need to because she's actually quite fast. Although maybe if he had kept going on her, I don't know. Oh lord, trying to talk over these spin noises. I know I have the volume reduced, like mic to game noise in my program, but I don't know if it's enough to go over all these slow-mo spinning effects. Okay, so I went over to body block for her, which didn't apparently was unneeded, but it's the right mindset because if she had been slower, if she had been slowed, if she was a different hero, going to body block with my life when I didn't have Grave, I think is the correct call to try to save her. And the whole overarching theme of this that maybe isn't directly apparent, but these are all decisions I'm having to make because of my skill build, right? Choosing whether to go on the high ground. Choosing whether to go on the high ground here or running down and being in that weird position. Now having to body block Juggernaut instead of being able to just keep running down and then shallow grave her. These are all directly related to my choice to max Poison Touch. A lot of people looking to improve sometimes ask really specific questions, like, why did I lose this specific game with this specific hero when I did this specific thing? And you can give some general reasons, like, oh, you should have had a BKB, but Dota is so interconnected. I would not have had to make this bad feeling chase if I had maxed Grave. Maybe we wouldn't be in this situation, though. Maybe we would have lost the laning if I didn't have multiple points in Poison Touch to get some kills that we got on Magnus and Monkey King. All of this is really hard to say how it would have gone if you had done something differently. But you kind of have to base it off feeling. And the feelings I am feeling in this game, right, are that, oh man, it sucks having level 1 Shallow Grave at level 9, right? It's so long cooldown, it's so short range, right? I don't really need 4 points in Poison Touch when they have multiple heals, Skewer, this guy can blink out of anything, right? He has a spin. My takeaway from this game was I don't want max Poison Touch in this kind of situation. Or maybe I stop at like 3 points, maybe I don't get the second or don't get the third, maybe even second point in heal, since it's only a 20 increase per point. But my takeaway from this game was like, man, it feels bad not having Shallow Grave in this early lineup. Having Poison Touch was nice for the early lineup, but not having Shallow Grave feels really bad. Having to body block, having to think I'm gonna die here, these are the kind of interconnected decisions that aren't necessarily obvious the first time you think of something, right? Thinking I have to body block because I didn't level it. But that's why I had to do it. Okay, for serious now, really, the 18-3 core's dead. Have all their towers, have all our towers. I come over here. Where am I? Man, I don't know if there's a hotkey or not for switching between free camera and player perspective. Boy, do I wish there was. I still haven't put this in. What was I doing? I really didn't need to be walking up here. I wanted to secure racks and make sure we didn't get distracted. I walk into these trees because, again, I just don't want to be next to the drow. I don't want to be near teammates. I just want to grave whoever gets gone on. But what do I do? Actually, I do more than... I was going to say, what do I do? Like 50 damage against armor? I have like 90 damage, actually, plus Drow Aura. Maybe it's worth it for me to hit this, but the downside is I'm now up here. I'm at risk, right? I should have just been lower ground and saved whoever gets gone on. Which in this case, Wyvern. She ults Rubik. Which, yes, Rubik is in range of Drow. Look how quickly he's about to die. In game, Rubik was even like, I'm about to die, guys, goodbye. And I said something like, no, I got you. Something like that happened, right? But I'm pretty sure she saw me walk over here. You gotta get me. You gotta. But that's why I walked over here, right? It's so that it was difficult for her to get me. But you gotta get me anyway. Like, brave. Kill him. Yeah. So we get one of the racks. We back up because Magnus finally has Blink Dagger. I don't think we know this, but it's almost 20 minutes, right? Should be like one of his first items he gets. This isn't a pro scene where people are getting like tank items instead. Blink is where it's at. So we know that that's what he should be trying to get. And now about that time, he has his ult. So we back out. We don't want to throw. Are in a huge lead, 18k. Not that we knew it at the time, but just don't want to throw against a Magnus with RP. So we back out. I finally have wards on the courier. Yes. Okay. Place this here. Pro tip. Got a separate video on it as well. Okay. By having this here, you can see up this high ground. You can see up this high ground. This circle. The one. Covers. Actually, cover. It's hard to tell because when you play down here, like. How come it's not showing the circle? Or is it? Is that it? Weird. Looks weird from the. Anyways, you can see both of these high grounds. Oh, I think it's because they changed the map, so they moved it closer. This used to be further back, and this is what I'm used to. Because now you can see, like, there's so much. I guess you can place it further down now. Interesting. Anyways, you can see up both of these, except for the fact that usually a sentry doesn't see high ground, right? So I could have used the courier. It's right here. I could have used the courier to check, but I want vision in this area, so I'm going to place a ward. I'll slow it down. I'm going to place a ward here at the edge. It needs to be at the edge. If you place it on this lower edge, let me specify what I just said. If you're placing on this lower warding spot, you need to place on the upper edge. If you're placing it on this one, it needs to be on the lower edge. Oh, actually not. No, yeah, okay, I'm still right. You need to place it at the edge because of, I guess I've just always been wrong about how far this goes. Sorry, I interrupt myself. You see how close this is? I have to, okay. This just covers all the way over here. So if their ward is at the very edge up here, but you place your ward at the bottom edge, you don't see it. It needs to be on inner edge in between them. Everyone's, I'm sure you anyways, I'm able to get it, and because we're in the lead, and because I see two, I know they're coming out, but I think, okay, 2 auto attacks and a quelling blade. Maybe I can do it in time. I come over to do it, but this guy, he had his blink. I didn't know. He's gonna get me. I'm gonna die for this. I thought they were a little closer. I should have, yeah, maybe I should have just graved immediately. I think I would have had time in between his skewer and his stun. But they're gonna kill Juggernaut. I'll play this a little faster. Actually, pretty much done talking at this point. They're gonna kill Juggernaut, and alright, the spin noise. They're gonna kill Juggernaut, which on paper is like, oh, Dazzle for Juggernaut, that's good for us. And it is good for us. But I want to emphasize that it wasn't because I made a good play, right? It wasn't because I did this elaborate bait setup. I was greedy trying to get their wards, and they killed me for it, and they happened to kill Juggernaut. So it's, I made a mistake, and they made a bigger mistake. It wasn't, that's not what you want. When you play, you want your good turn of events to be because I made a good play, and even though they made a good response, it wasn't enough. Like, that's just how good my play was. That's what you want to aim for. So I don't want the takeaway from that Juggernaut kill there to be like, oh, it was okay for me to do what I did. It wasn't. I died. It was a bad idea. And that's why it can be kind of hard to learn from replays where you win, or that's why people complain about, oh, this game felt so bad. Well, honestly, there's probably not as much you can learn from a game that feels bad because it's probably a horrid stomp, and there's probably not much you can do. It's games when you're in the lead and games that are close that you can learn a lot more from. and something like this where we're way ahead, but I still made a mistake like that. That's the kind of thing that I try to focus on when looking to improve. Yeah, kill her there. I think I'm about to die again soon. Okay, so I place a high ground ward to again look for Magnus. Place a sentry in case they had one there. It's around this point in the game that I realized that I could get a meteor hammer with reduced cooldown. Guys, at level 18, that's a meteor hammer every 14 seconds. That's crazy. Probably a horrid idea, but boy, is that what I was thinking about. And feels bad. Wyvern was silenced. He was looking to ult it. I guess I die slowly after this, or shortly after this. I get Winter Wyvern ulted next to Drow. That's how I die. But man, I was thinking about that meteor hammer. Let me see. I've totally gone off my notes at this point. I was just free talking, which means this video is like an hour, and I apologize. The first time I recorded this, it was like an hour, which is why I was like, oh, I need to write it down, which I did. And then I tried to record it, and then my tech stuff messed up. So it was going to take me like 80 more hours. Obviously not 80, like 8 more though, probably. Edit everything, and I decided I'll do it live. And now you get back an hour video. It was going to be 27 minutes. That's how long the audio I had was, but now... yeah, we'll do 2 times till the game's over. I have Grave on a 10-second cooldown at this point. 24. I'm about to get to level 4 on it, and then another level in Bad Juju. Really low cooldown anyways. I skip my talent, you'll notice. 200 health. Pretty good against a burst game, honestly, against Tinker. That's a good one. 75 damage, also pretty good when you have a Drow. Since we're in the lead here, I probably would have gotten the damage. I'm pretty tanky, have heals, have Grave, so I probably would have gotten the damage for laughs. Although I think the 200 health is a good answer, right? You're the save, you need to... But I skip it because I just want another point in Shallow Grave. But I also want the Bad Juju cooldown and armor, so I think I actually should have gotten the 4th level of Shallow Grave first, though. The game louder now to you? Feels a lot louder now. I don't know why. Anyways, yeah, that's about it. I could talk about my item choices, but like honestly, I wasn't even really thinking that hard at this point. I just save people, right? Watch. Break her next. Or is it Nyx again? Rubik? Nyx? Rubik? Nyx? It's Nyx. Oh, I think it's because it's sped up. It's going through all the noises. Nyx again. Oh, that's 3 times. I should have let him die. I remember saying when I ran out of mana, I said, I'm not saving anyone anymore, don't die. Oh yeah, that's it. That's the game. Yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching. I want to make more of these, so please let me know any heroes or topics you'd be interested in. Anything you did or didn't like about the video, so I can improve when I make future ones. Although if I had to guess, the things you don't like about this video are as a direct result of me freehanding all of it instead of the pre-planned I had. Although if you didn't hate that I rambled forever, let me know, because it's way easier for me to do it like this. I just lose track of my thoughts usually and end up talking a lot longer because I'm a rambler. But it's easier for me. I can make a lot more videos if I do them all like this, but they're not as clean. They aren't as good, technically. Well, maybe they are. I don't know. Depends what people like, right? So let me know. And yeah, thanks. Bye.